Do you think brand image और brand identity कितनी important आज की fitness industry में, especially as a creative जब बंदा घुसता है?
I really feel it depends on the person whether the person wants to come into the industry to make money or make a brand. Because brand can get you money, money will not get you the brand. How much ever you put in, once the standards are, you cannot. Once things become commercial, okay, you will always have a so-called brand, but it will never be a brand which is polished by your hands. You know, I come from a very good family where everything was settled. I had to choose a different path, and I could see my dad deliver. My dad is a contractor, come architect, so he delivers quality, and I saw him always delivering quality. I'm choosing this profession separately. I have to make sure that I'm throwing a mark in the industry. I'm here to make an industry. I'm not here to do a photo shoot for the industry. I'm not here to do that.
Hello and welcome back guys to Desi Muscle podcast. आज के podcast पे हमारे साथ एक ऐसे कलाकार हैं जिनके कला की जो मशहूरियत है वो हमारी फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री के ही नहीं बल्कि बाहर की भी फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री के, फैशन इंडस्ट्री के हर गलियों में गूंजती रहती है. आज मेरे साथ हैं द वन एंड ओनली इन फेमस फोटोग्राफर, सिनेमाटोग्राफर, क्रिएटिव जीनियस, the great Art, aka Jayesh Mistry, or should I say Jayesh Mistry, aka Great Art. Welcome.
Yes.
Nice to have you on.
Thank you for calling me in. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. I think मुझे ऐसा introduction बनाने के लिए ChatGPT use करना पड़ेगा. So you did it well. Finally, somebody called me cinematographer. You know, in the right way.
What do you think? What do you think is more? What would you call yourself? मतलब would you call yourself like a video guy, a photo guy? क्या मतलब आपके दिमाग में आपकी definition? Artist.
Yeah, it's a clash. The current industry requires a photographer to be a cinematographer because they don't understand that these are two different entities, but they want it together on the same day, in the same budget. So I had to get a camera which can work both ways. But yeah, I would call myself more only a photographer because I deeply understand art. And when I do photo shoots, I can actually understand and I have time to understand every single light coming in. Whereas in video, it is a time-consuming process. And being a fitness photographer especially, we don't have time. We have very limited time.
ऑब्वियसली जो लोग हमारे पॉडकास्ट पे पहली बार आ रहे हैं, आपको पहली बार सुन रहे हैं, जिनको पता नहीं है, मतलब जो भी ऑडियो पे भी सुन रहे हैं, जो जयेश भाई है, ही इज़ अ फोटोग्राफर पार एक्सलेंस, वर्कड विथ लाइक न्यूमरस इंडियन एथलीट्स एंड एथलीट्स फ्रॉम अब्रॉड, इवन एक्टर्स एंड बियॉन्ड एंड ब्रांड्स. लेकिन ऑफ लेट मैंने देखा कि जयेश भाई का एक जो नीश बन रहा था वो बॉडी बिल्डिंग थी. सो इट वॉज अ नीश दैट यू आर बिल्डिंग विद इन लाइक बॉडी बिल्डिंग, बीइंग अ फिटनेस फोटोग्राफर. और जो भी ब्रांड्स थे, जो एथलीट्स थे, जिनको हमने पहले उस तरीके की कंटेंट शूट करते हुए नहीं देखा जिस तरीके की कंटेंट जयेश भाई उनको हेल्प करते हैं शूट करने में. मनोज सारंग पानी हुए, बाकी ब्रांड्स हुए, जो नए ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं इंडस्ट्री में. तो मैं यहाँ से स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूँ कि आप एज अ क्रिएटिव, जो हमारे पॉडकास्ट में एक नैरेटिव है, देयर इज अ नैरेटिव दैट वी ऑलवेज से दैट एक इंडस्ट्री सिर्फ एथलीट्स, बिजनेसमैन से नहीं बनती है, जो हमारे पॉडकास्ट में पहले आ चुके हैं.
Right.
It is also made by a lot of people who are there behind the scenes. Like behind the scenes बहुत ऐसे सारे लोग होते हैं जो इन लोगों को बड़े पर्दे पे लाने के लिए, इन लोगों को एक अपील देने के लिए काम करते हैं, राइट? चाहे वो कोई फाइनेंसेस हैं या क्लोथिंग ब्रांड्स में क्लॉथ मेकर्स हैं जो कहीं बैठ के स्टिचिंग कर रहे हैं हुडीज की, या वो फोटोग्राफर हो या वीडियोग्राफर हो या कोई ग्राफिक डिजाइनर हो. तो आपने ये नीश कैसे बनाया? लाइक हाउ डिड यू लाइक come to bodybuilding and fitness, अपनी photography को explore करने के लिए, अपने art को explore करने के लिए?
I think it comes from a certain age where everything was just like crashing down. And when you were young, very young, like 15, 14, 16-year-old, one friendship or one break in any kind of relationship, family or your cousin or anything, can actually change your entire life and your perspective. Because for you, for me, certain things in my life, in my childhood, were like having just one friend. And if whether one friend can leave my life, everything changes. So there was a certain point where I came in and I was just like, now I don't have anything. and it's high time to prove myself, because since my childhood I've been very backbencher, 50%, every time 40, 50, 60, उसके आगे कुछ नहीं. Dance try करो, ये try करो, सब कुछ करो, singing करो, but हर चीज़ में failure ना हो. So it just came with a certain point कि I think I definitely need to do something, and I have like a small trip where I go to Bhopal for one day, Madhya Pradesh, and that one day I take a couple of pictures and I decide, and after seeing those pictures from the phone only, I'm like, bro, I can see the world differently. That day I decide, okay, let's choose photography as your career. I go ahead, I get a camera and stuff. बहुत रोया हूँ मैं घर पे कैमरा लाने के लिए. So anybody who thinks today I have a studio or stuff like that, I know how much I cried for getting a 30,000 camera also. From getting there, because I had no other thing in my life, I chose to work out. Literally work out. Because I was very skinny. I started working out at a weight of 43, 44 kilos. And according to my doctor, I was malnourished properly. Like proper malnourished guy. Like वो African kids देखते हो आप? Skinny होते हैं, पेट बाहर होता है. Exact same scenario. Because my nutrition, I come from a Marwadi family, so it's like entire family is vegetarian. So we don't have any nutrition, and anything which I ate was not serving my body. So
Also there's like a lot of sweet also in Marwadi cuisine, right?
I swear, dinner is sweet normally, and breakfast and lunch I always like South Indian. So breakfast, lunch, South Indian, रात को sweets or any snack and just sleep. That was my diet. I came
Total
from
protein in a day. Total protein at 10 grams.
20 gram, 10 gram. Bro, ऐसे टाइम पे था जहाँ पे I used to count protein from banana also. I used to think that there's protein in banana. And I see those days back, I just feel like, shit, kahan se aaya? So anybody who thinks ki I was deeply into fitness, no. I used to work out in a gym. It was an underground gym. When I started the workout, I had a elder brother named as Raj. He helped me throughout. कि bench press कैसे मारते हैं, कैसे करते हैं. I don't know how fitness came in my life. कहीं ना कहीं देखा जाए तो I was so away from fitness that, bro, the only thing in fitness as exercise I knew was push-up. I didn't know the difference between pull-up and chin-up also. I was so away from physical exercises. I was so unfit. So एक pull-up जाने के लिए 1 साल लगा है. 1 साल. I was so weak. So coming from there, I kind of thought, I like this. I'm liking this. I'm liking this process. I'm liking the music which I'm listening to. I'm liking watching Macabre motivation. I'm liking Nicandro motivation. I like now when I'm speaking about this, I'm getting goosebumps, bro. Like when I go back and I think, I don't know, it just feels like a message coming to you. Bro, I like this. I need to try something. So there was a guy named as Saad Qureshi. मेरा रोड में रहते थे. He was one of the few athletes जो मसल मेनिया में compete करते थे and had got certain rankings in men's city. I messaged him. I told him I want to shoot and stuff, and मेरे पास है basic camera, but I told him I'm a photographer. I want to do so and so stuff. तो हमने full day shoot किया. That shoot kind of went well. That went so well that I got to know about IHFF, and then once I go to IHFF and I see all of these athletes, and the only athlete I know is Saad. Only athlete. So Saad milta hai, and then this Sergi or Andrei or somebody like that right in front of us, and I told him that
hold on. एक second. ये कौन सा year था? कौन सा? Which year was this?
2015, I think.
Bro, the OG IHFF, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
The
okay.
IHFF, which was not this commercial.
Yeah.
The artist IHFF, where
Correct.
Mr. Sheru wanted to really change the industry. It is happening yet. It is happening at a massive level. But because of what I'm saying is, it has to be commercial to make it more bigger. So what's happening is not wrong. But I think anything which happens in the start is extremely true. Less filtered.
And it's pure.
It's pure.
And it's pure. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
जी तो वहाँ पे आप गए पहली बार फिर?
First of all, it was like मुझे full sleeve पहनना पड़ा because मैं बहुत insecure हो गया था देख के कि shit.
That is me every IHFF.
I was just like shocked.
Bro, it's not full sleeves. For me, it's like 3 layers of t-shirts. Bro, crazy.
And then chest
Yeah,
up करके
okay.
walk
So
करना है
then,
आपको. And you're so conscious about yourself, like
yeah.
I was continuously walking like this. I was just like, is anybody checking my arms? Is it small enough? So I should keep next to my lats, like this. ये अगर ऐसे रहेगा ना तो छोटा दिखेगा. So I have to keep next to my lats. So I kept it next to my lats, and then Saad is right in front of me. I just asked him, ki, you're not going to take picture with him. And I think like my current life is very influenced by the people I met in the past, because they were so intelligent, and there are certain words which just hit my head. He just said कि ब्रो इनके साथ compete करना है, इनके साथ पिक्चर नहीं लेना है, compete करके पिक्चर नहीं लेंगे. And that day I just decided कि मैं जिसके साथ फोटोशूट करूंगा तो ही मैं पिक्चर लूंगा. मेरे को कोई शौक नहीं है. And it happened the same way. Art साल लगे to reach a point where I can shoot international athletes and I can take picture with them. And not just I am privileged, they are also privileged to get that kind of a content. So it started from there, like it just started with, I need to do something, I need to do something. So it's almost a Tom Platz level energy, but it's just internal. It's not physical. It's just internal. It's right here. You will talk to me and you will not understand how much greed and hunger I had to do things. But I could go straight waking up at 5 a.m. every day, working till night 12 on a cycle for months. So I had to skip everything to get into fitness, and then also managing fitness plus photography. Because whenever I used to shoot, I used to never eat healthy. That was the cheat day of the athlete.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
मेरे fitness shoot actually गलत way में influence होते थे. Anybody who thinks कि I'm surrounded by fitness athlete, I will be eating healthy. No, it's the carb loading day. They're eating burgers, fries, Pepsi, everything. And उसके बाद post shoot, because the shoot is going well, that we are eating more junk. So it's a junk day for me.
My
It's not
goodness.
an inspiring day. I see the worst part of an athlete.
Right.
Yeah. Like, do you know Siddhant Jaiswal? So I call him Siddhant Bhai. So Siddhant Bhai के साथ उनका off season just start हुआ था, and we were traveling from his home to an office where the meeting was. On the
अच्छा.
way, हमने 3 या 4 stop लिए लस्सी पीने के लिए. And
That is so
कितना दूर
Siddharth, bhai. That is
कितना दूर था वो लोकेशन उनके घर से मालूम है?
कितना
30 minutes.
भाई साहब. That is the
यहाँ
बनारसी वो उसके अंदर से नहीं
Yeah,
जाएगा कभी.
I'm talking about 6 or 7 years back. अगर वो ये podcast सुन रहे उनको याद भी नहीं रहेगा. But I was just like, यार सिद्धांत भाई, मैं तो इंस्पायर होता हूँ आपसे. आप ये कर रहे हो तो मैं क्या खाऊंगा, क्या पीऊंगा, you know?
मैन. ओके. या
Yeah.
सो फिर आप शेरू गए, आपने एथलीट्स देखा, आपने एनवायरनमेंट देखी, फिर वहां से आपने अपना दिमाग बनाया कि नहीं, मैंने इसको एक नीश बनानी है, लाइक आई वांट टू गो अहेड विद दिस. सो वहां से आपने कुछ एक्शनेबल पॉइंट्स अगर बताएंगे कि आपने क्या किया और एथलीट से मिलने के लिए और फोटोशूट्स मतलब करने के लिए, लाइक वाज देयर एनी स्ट्रेटजी, लाइक आप कैसे आपने इसको एक्सपैंड किया?
Bro, number thing, I was very young.
राइट.
So I used to not take it so personally. I used to take it as a journey. Now I take it a little bit personally, which is again wrong. Again and again, I get a slap on my life, like saying that not to take it personally. So I used to message everybody. I used to message every athlete I know. So one of the few athletes was Ranjit Singh Ricky, if you know him. He used to come, when I used to shoot him, he was competing in NCC. Then he switched to classic.
नाउ
I
इज इन
didn't really,
क्लासिक. या.
yeah.
राइट.
And then number 2 was Shettiano, Rohit sir. So
Steadfast.
mera introduction, yes.
Right.
That time Shettiano was like a brand himself, because he was in his most rigorous stage. He was an athlete of BSN. So I messaged him on Facebook saying, sir, I want to shoot and stuff. Instagram was not working so well for him because he was not that active then. Tabhi Instagram was not so like, people used to not check DMs. People used to just
जी.
upload. So chats इतने होते नहीं थे. तो Facebook पे message किया, and he said, I told him कि I want to shoot you, I want to make a video. And honestly bro, मुझे video बनाना नहीं आता था. मैंने ऐसे बोल दिया, तो उन्होंने बोला ठीक है कल आ जा, कल आई एम कम्पीटिंग, बैक स्टेज आ जाना। तो वो मैं IHF से जाके ढूंढ रहा हूँ कि सर किधर है, क्योंकि सर फोन नहीं उठाने वाले। अब
राइट।
वो compete कर रहे हैं, उनका पास उनका फोन नहीं रहेगा। सो आई सी हिम ऑन BSN स्टेज। मैं ना ब्रो आई गो नेक्स्ट टू द स्टेज एंड मैं ना स्टेज पे वो खड़े हैं, तो मैं उनके पैर पे से नॉक करता हूँ कि सर मैं जयेश हूँ, मेरे को आपका शूट करना था। एंड ही वॉज वेरी काइंड, ही वॉज जस्ट लाइक हाँ तू एक काम कर, तू बैक स्टेज आ थोड़ा टाइम बाद, मैं अभी थ्रो कर रहा हूँ BSN का सैशे, तो तू बैक स्टेज आ। सो आई वाज लाइक ओके, आई गो बैक स्टेज। मैं 10 मिनट में पहुंच गया जैसे बैक स्टेज पे। वो अपना ट्रंक पहन रहे थे एंड देन वाज गेटिंग हिज टैनिंग एंड स्टफ एंड देन आई शूट हिम देयर पूरा एवरीथिंग। And then after 2 days, I gave him the videos, and he just loves the video. And he's like, "Bro, nobody has shot me this way." And I'm like, "इतना अच्छा है क्या?" मतलब सच्ची में
मेरे को
आपको
खुद
अच्छा
पे भी भरोसा नहीं था।
नहीं है, अच्छा है क्या? तो he's like बहुत अच्छा है। He called me to his office, and then I told him कुछ करते हैं साथ में शूट। थिंग्स डिडंट वर्क देन बिकॉज इतना एक्टिव नहीं रहते थे लोग, और सोशल मीडिया इतना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं था, फोटोशूट्स इतने इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं थे। But it took us 2-3 years to become family. Now we are like family. Like every like there was a time where every weekend he used to be at my office. We had crazy times together, and like it
वाह।
was it was like a personal relationship between me and him. Like things changed like drastically when people believed in my skill. So
वाह।
this happened with Manoj Sarangpani. It happened with many people. Siddhant Bhai was also a family at a time where Siddhant Bhai used to be at my home after competition. I used to be at his home. अगर सोचो मैं आज शाम को उनको मिलने गया हूँ मेरा रोल, so I'll reach there and then he'll be like एक काम करो, कपड़े तो मेरे पास है, खाना भी है, तुम यहीं पे रुक जाओ 3 दिन। You know, like that
वाह।
was the kind of bond which me and Siddhant Bhai always had, and it kind of people always knew this thing, that I take my work so personally that I will never fuck it up. You know,
ये
the fuck ups can be technical glitches, can be something related to mental health, but personally, I will never, because my responsibility is to get the best out of this guy. He did
ये
something for the shoot. Normally, I don't know whether you know the protocols of my shoot or not. My protocols for the shoot is, if you're in the best shape, then only shoot with me or don't shoot with me, or pay me 4 times the more
वाह।
money, because I cannot shoot like tum aage. Only shoot with me when you have value for me,
वाह।
because there's a value to return. So there are a lot of times in the month where I get calls and I just tell them, are you are investing in my shoot? Are you sure to invest? Because see, I will give you the returns, but are you going to use it well?
Yeah.
So whoever shoots with me, we make sure that there's a protocol, and it's not just photo shoot, it's just in my life. I always consider every shoot can change your life. Every work you do with any person can change your life. So
जी।
I took that very personally, and slowly, Ranjit Sikrinki, Shettiano, and then I just started getting into athletes. I got into so many athletes that I would have shot more than 300-400 athletes till now.
Wow. Do you think the reason for this is like uh, your brand identity to yourself? Like, I mean, कहते हैं ना कि जो बंदा अपने पैशन को काम की तरह ट्रीट नहीं करता, वो पैशन पैशन ही रह जाती है, और लोग भी उसको वैसे ही ट्रीट करते हैं जैसे वो बंदा उसको ट्रीट करता है, राइट? सो like let's say a lot of photographers and videographers are considered as like, yeah, it's not a job to look up to in the fitness industry. It's like, okay, it's like an auxiliary, मतलब कर रहा है बंदा, मंगा लेंगे कहीं से, कर लेगा काम, it's
Yeah,
not like somebody's actively sitting और देख रहा है कि यार ये फोटोग्राफर हम इसको reach out करेंगे, properly planning and giving time and
yeah,
effort and energy into sort of communicating with photographers and giving them that value that they have. And a part of that is वो फोटोग्राफर या वो क्रिएटिव जो भी है, ग्राफिक डिजाइनर है, जैसा भी बंदा है, वो खुद को कैसे ट्रीट करता है, वो खुद के काम को कैसे परस्यू करता है, बीट डेडलाइंस पे मैच करना, टाइम क्वालिटी डिलीवर करना। देखो, क्लाइंट्स और डिजाइनर्स के साथ बीच में तो वो एंडलेस लूप चलता ही है कि मतलब चेंज करो चेंज करो चेंज करो, लेकिन मतलब कितना ओपन माइंडेड है और कितना उसको खुद के बाउंड्रीज का वो केयर करता है, लाइक
yeah.
जैसे आपने अभी बोला कि यार अगर आप शेप में नहीं हो तो मैं आपके साथ शूट नहीं करूंगा, या 4 गुना ज़्यादा पे करो, एंड यू विल मेक श्योर कि वो बंदा भी अपलोड करता है, और वो जब अपलोड करता है आपकी ब्रांड इमेज और उनकी ब्रांड इमेज दोनों एक स्टेटस पे चले जाए। तो ये चीज़ डू यू थिंक ब्रांड इमेज और ब्रांड आइडेंटिटी कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है, मतलब आज की फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री में स्पेशली एज ए क्रिएटिव जब बंदा घुसता है तो उसको ब्रांड वाइज क्या ख्याल रखना होता है?
Bro, I really feel it depends on the person whether the person wants to come into the industry to make money or make a brand. Because brand can get you money, money will not get you the brand. How much ever you put in, once the standards are broken down, you cannot. Once things become commercial, okay, you will always have a so-called brand, but it will never be a brand which is polished by your hands. You know, I
Right.
come from a very good family where everything was settled. Okay, I had to choose a different path. And I could see my dad deliver. My dad is a contractor, come architect. So he delivers quality. And I saw him always delivering quality. And I also made sure that, see, if I'm choosing this profession separately, I have to make sure that I'm throwing a mark in the industry. I'm here to make
Wait.
an industry. I'm not here to do a photo shoot for the industry. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to आप अगर आज से 20 साल पहले 20 साल छोड़ो 10 years back did you see a Patley photography anytime? Patley was a guy. So these are a few guys. There's Charles Norton. There's
Yeah.
there's one more
Will
guy.
Whitman.
Whitman is a bit new compared to these
Yeah.
guys.
There's a Brian Moss. Brian Moss. He's
Yes,
like an OG. Yeah.
there was this guy who also shot even Centopeni ke pictures,
That's
10,
Brian
15 years.
Moss. That's
Yeah,
Brian.
that guy only, right? Bro,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
when you see, so bodybuilding is an emotion, and if you consider it as a job, your life will be sorted. If you consider it as an emotion full time, it will not work out honestly, because because of
Yeah.
your emotion, you won't be able to make money. And in India, if you India chodo in anywhere, you have to sustain, you have to make money. So these pictures 15 years back, wherever they were shot, there was a picture of also Frank McGrath or some bodybuilder, even Centopeni होगा शायद से, wearing a ganji and उसने एक चिकन राइस का एक पिक्चर लिया था, बहुत ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट बेसिक सा पिक्चर. आज भी वो लोग देख के इंस्पायर होते हैं, ऑनेस्टली ट्रूली इंस्पायर होते हैं, लोग उसके बारे में बात करते हैं, ये किसी ने क्रिएट किया है. आज फ्रैंक मैकग्राथ 15 साल 20 साल पहले जिसके साथ उसने शूट किया होगा वो उसको याद रखता है. You know, like, dude, this guy changed my life. I believe this truly, and that a photographer and cinematographer with the right athlete can change the entire life of an athlete completely. Because what are you seeing? You're seeing visuals. You're seeing visuals.
Yeah.
जब Instagram picture scroll करोगे, so that उससे हम decision ले रहे हैं लोगों के बारे में. I'm taking decision on getting on a podcast with DesiMuscle podcast and seeing whom he's coming with. If you made stupid layout, I would never reply back. It's so simple. If Manoj
Right.
Sarapari puts stupid pictures, I would never go and talk to him. You know, so see, it's not right to do that, but it is the only way these days. Social.
You hold yourself up to a standard to not do that, right? Correct.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
to make, I had to make sure that whatever I'm delivering was quality, and there was this small thing inside of me. I think it's somewhere right in the corner of my heart that I want to deliver quality. Whenever there was a time in 2019, I did 11 magazine covers. उसमें से तीन या चार crunch थे, 7 fitness guru थे. My work
Wow.
was fantastic there. And I don't think anybody would have done so many covers during COVID. 2020, COVID times. ठीक है? Nobody did that. मेरा work चल रहा था तभी. But even after seeing those pictures, I felt, cool, brand is coming up. But still, the artist inside me should not die. So I think
Right.
if that artist inside you, if he is not dying, the brand will always be inside. And the artist doesn't mean you always have to be creative. The artist means
Yeah.
what you deliver creates a mark in the industry. If today Sheru Anglish
Right.
or anybody like him is doing something in the industry, he is an artist, because making an
Right.
event also needs an artist to work. It has to be in a
Yeah.
certain way, structure,
सही बात.
plan, dream. An artist dreams, makes क्या बोलते हैं, makes presentations in his mind. He does it.
Right.
He's an artist.
So I actually मैंने एक there was this neuroscientist psychologist also, मैंने उनको कहते हुए सुना कि if there is, what is it to be an artist, you know, if you have an ability to think in layers and think in boxes, you are an artist. मतलब
Yes.
sound design ho, visual design ho, it's photography, videography, even if it is, you know, like making like physical art, you know, and let's say a stage, you know, or set design or something like that, you know, even if it is designing an infrastructure for, you know, team management, let's say IHFF की अपनी team है, so you have to think in layers, you have to be able to think in boxes, you know, to मतलब delegate कहाँ करना है काम, कैसे क्या करना है, एक end product आप बना रहे हो, that end product is a piece of art. So जो IHFF के 3 दिन है, that's a live art exhibition, you know. तो
Exactly.
that's how I see it, you know. As an artist, मेरा जो aim है इंडस्ट्री में, you know, मैं ये क्यों कर रहा हूँ, you know, क्योंकि मैं कहीं ना कहीं देखना चाह रहा हूँ कि ये जो मेन स्ट्रीम स्पोर्ट की तरफ जा रही है बॉडी बिल्डिंग, यू नो, इट्स एक्चुअली एन आर्ट फॉर्म. एक टाइम था जब आर्नोल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर क्रिस्टीज ऑक्शन हाउस में जाके पोज करता था, यू नो, they
Yeah.
called him there. They used to consider bodybuilders, you know, artists, and their
Yeah.
body is their artwork, you know, and their tools are their blood, their sweat, their tears, their muscles. You know, it's the most unique form of art, you know. कोई किसी ने बॉडी बिल्डिंग को ऐसे मार्केट नहीं किया. तो
Yeah.
मेरा एक ये भी एम है खुद के लिए एज एन आर्टिस्ट, एज पार्ट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री, दैट मैं अपने हिसाब से लोगों को अवेयर करूं कि भाई बॉडी बिल्डिंग जो आप देख रहे हो एक आर्ट फॉर्म है, यू नो. It's not like you see WWE अलग है, you know, that's an art form in itself, it's a different art form, you know, aerobics, acrobatics, बाकी चीज़ें. लेकिन एक प्योर using the tools to the physical tools that you have, there is no other
Exactly.
sport that uses these tools. तो कमिंग बैक टू अ पॉइंट जो आप पहले कह रहे थे कि यार जब मैंने चालू किया मैं बहुत पागल था, यू नो, इसके पीछे मैं दिन रात लगा लेता था इसके पीछे. यू थिंक वो पागलपन आज भी आपके अंदर है या वो कहीं ना कहीं कम हो जाती
जब पैसे आते हैं तो वो थोड़ी कम होती है, ठीक है.
है?
एंड मैं वही पैसे गियर में डाल देता हूँ, कोई ना कोई चीज़ के टीम में
गाइस,
डाल देता
कैमरा गियर.
हूँ. Not this gear. Yeah. But trust me, so I did a workshop. We were supposed to talk last week, and I was in a workshop in Thailand. So it was one of the most expensive trip I've ever done because I was learning under one of the best photographers in the world. And the only thing which he said in the workshop was, if my son or daughter wants to do photography, I'll tell them to give up because it's such an expensive profession. It's such an
Wow.
expensive profession. So anybody coming and saying, I never liked this thing and I would like to rant about this. How always bodybuilders came and they said they don't have budget for doing so and so shoots. And ये बहुत बार हुआ repetitively. So actually it's not rant, it's like a problem, you know.
Yeah.
कि क्या scene है. But if you come and see my profession, bro, we stay at break even point for years. It's never going breakthrough. It's always the amount of money which I'm making, I have to invest somewhere. It just comes like an event. It feels like God is coming and telling you that, listen, if you make more money, you have to put it here. You cannot put it in mutual funds. You can't put it in the stock market. You can't invest because you are an artist. So when you
Yeah.
are an artist, truly, see, there should be a calculation. That's what I said. If you take things personally, you're fucked. You can't take everything
Yeah.
so personally. So my artist life, I definitely take it personally, but there should be a few minds behind you, always telling you that what is right, what is not right, how things can work. You always have to discuss things. I have a lot of companions who are elder to me, 40, 45-year-old guys. I discuss with them my next steps. Do you think doing this makes sense? Because as an artist, you just shell out. You just shell out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come with certain photo shoots in the coming month or coming weeks or whatever, whenever this happens, where for the first time I'm gonna shell out for my own work. आप नॉर्मली देखते हो ना जब मॉडल्स आके आपको पैसे देते हैं शूट करने के लिए, इसका
जी.
उल्टा भी होता है, जहाँ पे मुझे
सही बात
मेकअप
है.
आर्टिस्ट, हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट, behind the scene guy, light man, light gaffer, studio rent, camera rent, ये सब मुझे पे करना है. You know why? Because I'm crazy enough. That's it. Because I want to create something. I have a dream which is coming in my mind and I want to create. That's it. So I'm going to spend money for that. And I'm in that stage of my life right now where I'm making money, but I just feel, dude, it's personal. I love this. I want to make something different. And I do that. So
Right.
it's a balance.
It's a balance.
It never balances, but it's a balance.
और मेरे ख्याल से ये जो चीज़ें हैं, द थिंग्स दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, इट्स नॉट लाइक यू लर्न दिस ओवर टाइम, राइट? मतलब ये करते करते सीखते हो आप। मतलब ऐसा
Right.
नहीं कि पहले पहले तो आपका जो जजमेंट है वो थोड़ा क्लाउडेड होता है कि यार चलो ठीक है, पैसे आ गए तो चलो, यू नो, लेट्स लिव लाइफ, यू नो, लाइक, यू नो, लेट्स, एंड देन टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट आती है, बाकी चीज़ें, भाई आप ये जॉब कर रहे हो, दैट्स वन थिंग दैट मेक्स यू फील लाइक इट्स द जॉब, यू नो। भाई कैमरा खरीदना है, बाकी चीज़ें भी हैं, यू नो, यू हैव टू बी अ प्रोडक्शन यूनिट, नॉट जस्ट अ फोटोग्राफर। यू हैव टू इवेंचुअली अपने आजू बाजू लोग लाना, एक टीम बनानी है। सो ये पॉइंट पे मैं रिफ्लेक्ट करना चाहता हूँ कि जो आपने कहा एक टीम बनाना, यू नो, जितना भी इंडिविजुअल एक बंदा फ्रीलांस करता है, एंड में कहीं ना कहीं उसको एक टीम की जरूरत पड़ती है। इवन द एथलीट जो आपके साथ शूट कर रहा है, उसको आपको इस तरीके से यू नो प्रिपेयर करना रहता है, यू नो, कि वो आपकी टीम के मेंबर के जैसा बिहेव करे, यू नो, कि ही सीज बैलेंसेस क्या है, क्या नहीं है, क्या मैं कर सकता हूँ, क्या नहीं कर सकता हूँ, एंड वो एनर्जी मैच करने के लिए आपको एक टीम की जरूरत है। व्हाट इज योर व्यू ऑन लाइक टीम बिल्डिंग, और टीम होना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट
100 on 100 दे दूंगा अगर if there is a level to it. It's 100 on 100. I have a very beautiful team, but I could say I have more only like a community where see team if you have a certain bunch of team, certain amount of people who are doing our job is fine, is good, great. Slowly my team will be of my permanent team will be of 4 or 5 people continuously, and then freelancers 15-20. Okay, so
है?
depending on the project
वाह,
size. तो टीम होना ज़रूरी है, बट इफ़ यू हैव पीपल हु आर एज हंग्री एज यू, ठीक है, विच आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ पीपल लिव देयर लाइफ ऑन एयर, सो दे
करेक्ट,
ड्रीम, बट दे जस्ट
राइट,
ड्रीम, it
दे
just
डोंट
stays here.
एक्शन,
They
करेक्ट,
sleep, they dream, and they wake up. But for making it a reality, this has to be working 24/7. So first thing you have to realize that how many people actually want to do that work. And once you have those people, I think again I would say the same. It's a 100 on 100 combination. कि इतना ज़्यादा important है team कि अगर मैं photoshoot के लिए, for example, I charge an XYZ amount. The XYZ amount can be for a photo shoot, I'm charging $1,000. And if I want to level up, I want to reach a level, I want to make my own industry, and I want to charge $10,000. How will I charge $10,000? By giving them a package. I do this, I do this, I do this. I'll do your shoot, I'll plan your shoot, I'll provide makeup here, I'll provide stylist, I'll provide you location. We'll shoot on 4 locations. There'll be a location recce guy, there'll be a light man, there'll be a light carver, we'll design the light. There'll be a guy who'll make a 3D of the location. There is
वाह,
so much process, so much. There will be a planning. So एक फोटोशूट में जब कोई एथलीट मुझसे डिस्कस करता है कि why are you charging so much, and if they are interested to see, when somebody is asking me that, that is a big turn off for me, to be very honest, because if you're seeing my work, you and if you're seeing my stories, you have to understand that there is a huge team involved. It's not
करेक्ट,
my cost. There's a huge team involved, and everybody is hardcore. Yesterday, I had my hairstylist with me. उसका रमजान चल रहा है. वो शूट के टाइम 4 बार सो रहा था बीच में, because he was dead. उसको 6 बजे he was fainting almost, but he did his best work yesterday. My client was so happy that after
वाह,
the shoot got over, we went for a small coffee. We spoke about what did he do, कैसे गया shoot, how will we use it. So there is always a team needed to do big work. If you want to do if you want to maintain the standards, stay on that level, you can do it solo. There are a lot of jobs in the world where doing solo can make you good money. ऐसा नहीं है. But I think teamwork can create dream work. That's what the basic quote is. If you really want, if you if I have a vision for making IHFF, I need a team. And
yeah,
without the team, I won't be able to make IHFF. So, but that's what I'm trying to say you, that if I want to make an industry, and how do I make an industry by just shooting? It's not possible. I have to bring change. I
yeah,
have to bring Indian version of Generation Iron,
yeah,
which is not done yet. And why it's not done yet? Because they are not crazy people. People think it. There's people who think कि इसमें पैसा जाएगा, टाइम जाएगा, मुझे कुछ मिलेगा नहीं.
yeah, right. And
So
also, matlab, reflecting on your points, few points that you mentioned right now. One of them was, okay, let's just first go with the Generation Iron thing. Generation Iron, जिन लोगों को भी पता है, जिन्होंने भी देखा है, मतलब it's a set of like up until now, I think 3 movies, 2 movies, 3 movies, जो
3 I
Netflix पे
think,
भी हैं.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the first Generation Iron movies, मतलब it was documenting a global sport, bodybuilding. लेकिन उसमें I think शेरूबाजी और ये वीरेंद्र घुमन थे. I don't know, it was the first one or second one, but
Yeah.
to imagine Sheru Baji's like wild, thirst for like getting this thing done, um, it does reflect somewhere. मतलब मेरे ओपिनियन, मतलब मेरे जैसा बंदा घर बैठे बैठे लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे इंटरनेशनल एथलीट्स के साथ रीच कर सकता है. लाइक एक पॉइंट पे आप हो, जैसे आप यू आर शूटिंग विद एंड्रे, डियू, सर्जी, कॉन्स्टेंस, दीज पीपल, जिनको इट वाज जस्ट अ ड्रीम, मैन, मतलब ये हो सकता था. एंड कहीं ना कहीं क्या हुआ ना, जब मैंने फाइनली इन एथलीट से बात की ना, मुझे आई डेंट फील सरप्राइज, लाइक आई डेंट फील लाइक ओ माय गॉड ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ, ये कैसे किया. एट दैट मोमेंट इन टाइम इट वॉज जस्ट लाइक अनदर पर्सन. ये एक अनदर ऑर्डिनरी पर्सन जिसके साथ मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. अच्छा है, चलो ठीक है, क्या क्रिस बॉन्स्टेड, ओके फाइन, इट्स ओके. कैल्विन है, मतलब that's who I like to call. Last podcast में मनोज सरंगपानी का, I was like, he's the Calvin to your Chris Bumstead. So I was like, yeah. So yeah, and उसके बाद क्या हुआ, after like 5-6 months, मेरे सारे दोस्त मेरे को बोलते, अबे shit, भाई तू क्रिस बॉन्स्टेड से बात कर रहा था, तूने इसके लिए काम किया, तूने उसके लिए काम किया. I was like, man, in that moment in time, you don't realize because you're so mad behind it. Like, you're like, भाई मैं क्या, मेरे को काम करना है, मेरे को आगे बढ़ना है, I want the next big thing. You don't sit and you reflect on that time because
Yeah.
that's how much you want to exceed. And I feel जो भी athletes जिनको हम look up to करते हैं, उनके लिए भी कहीं ना कहीं वो उस लाइफ में उस फेज में है कि वो इतने पागल है उनके पीछे कि उनको रियलाइज नहीं होता कि भाई वो इतने $multi-billion ब्रांड्स बना रहे हैं. क्रिस बाउस्टेड है, आज प्रोटीन निकाला, कल बम एनर्जी निकालेगा, कुछ और
और
निकालेगा.
परसों सोल्ड
एंड
आउट
आई
भी हो
फील
जाएगा.
कि ऐसे लोग बाद में सोल्ड आउट नहीं हो जाएगा. एंड आई फील ऐसे लोग बाद में रियलाइज करते हैं. डू यू थिंक ये जो रियलाइजेशन है, कि मैं कुछ अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ या अपनी खुद को एक वैल्यू देना, ये एक हमारे साथ क्रिएटिव लोग के साथ एक प्रॉब्लम है या एक अच्छी चीज है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस? लाइक, इज इट गुड और इज इट बैड कि ऐसा टाइम में रियलाइज नहीं करना कि मैं कितना अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ, कितना बड़ा काम कर रहा हूँ? डज इट हेल्प और डज इट नॉट हेल्प?
There's a thin line to it. You should know your value, everything, but you should also know that the value, the time will just go like this. If you don't do the
Right.
work, it just goes like this. There were like the busiest month of my life was last year December. Uh, I was at APF, Asian Powerlifting Federation के लिए मैं shoot कर रहा था. Not directly, indirectly. That was my third trip to Dubai in 5 months. So you can imagine, like, I'm just going back to back, back to back. Like, everybody is thinking I've shifted there. So I go there. A Korean chick had messaged me. I would not call her chick, a lady. Dude, that person just believed in my work. She got me so many shoots, so many orders. She just told me that I love your skill. Can you come to the shoot? Can you come to APF? I'll get you more clients. Blah blah blah. So I take the risk. I fly down to Dubai. Number one risk. Take it. I just go there. I end up shooting 24 athletes in 6 days. Okay. उसमें से 11 rush deliveries थी. Rush deliveries. They paid extra bucks for that. So I did 11 deliveries in that. And I had a 7-day trip, total 7-day trip in Dubai. Okay. The first day I went there and I assisted New York's best fashion photographer, Danny Diamond. So like it was like a dream to assist him. So actually he told me कि I want somebody. He put up on story and I replied on his story. And he just replied saying that, dude, my shoot will start from morning. I said, I have an evening flight. I can join you guys and blah, blah. He said, yeah, okay, cool. But try coming in the morning. मैंने flight change कर दी. So my day one went there. Okay, full day with him. I came back to my room at 10, 9:30, 10. after that, my friend comes up to my room. I have a couple of friends there who were continuously coming, traveling, meeting me. They were like family. They supported me throughout the entire trip. Mera pura trip, it just went like eyes open, go to the shower, go to the shoot. शूट के बीच में 5-5 मिनट का टाइम मिलता था. मैंने बहुत रिक्वेस्ट करके एक स्लॉट बनाया था लैपटॉप का. उनको बोला था कि मैं आपके लिए स्टोरी बनाऊंगा, मेरे को जगह दे दो एडिट करने के लिए और चार्जिंग क्लच चाहिए. जब भी मेरे को मौका मिलता था मैं 5-5 मिनट के लिए एडिट करता था. बिकॉज एक अटेम्प्ट के बाद दूसरे अटेम्प्ट के लिए टाइम होता था. पावर लिफ्टिंग में SDB फॉर्मेट चलता है, स्क्वाट, बेंच, डेडलिफ्ट. सो स्क्वाट एक अटेम्प्ट 10 people, so I have 10 minutes, 1 minute each attempt. So 10 minutes आधा शूट का एडिट हो गया, फिर 10 minutes, फिर 10 minutes. So after those 24 shoots, I came back. We are also into weddings, so we did weddings. I was coordinating the entire. There was a huge wedding which we shot. उसके बाद couple of shoots. January, February, March. My work life went like this, like doing 30 photo shoots a month. It became like a couple of photo shoots. Okay, and I was trying to put myself down like continuously, like, do you think I deserve, or am I good enough in this and that? Like, am I a good artist? By February end, I'm just thinking, I'm doubting myself. And I started calling my friends, seeking for validation, saying that, you think I'm doing good? And then everybody just started telling me, no, it's a phase, it's a phase, it's a phase. I was definitely very busy with building the grey dot, like making a team and stuff. Definitely very busy in that. Very busy means 12-14 hours a day. Normally I'm busy 16 hours a day. So बस इतना फर्क था. And I think in life, you should know where you stand, what's your value on your own, and that thin boundary line, that what you're doing is good, great, but you're doing it for yourself and not doing for others. The problem is when you start taking it personally, I come back to the same topic again, that I am doing this, I am creating this, is where you fuck up, is where the ego, pride starts coming up, that I am doing something different, I am doing something. At the end of the day, you're doing it for yourself. That's it.
Right.
So,
do you think, I'm sorry to cut you here.
Safe.
This relates me to the point that you started off with, in the start, that you had a friend in childhood, like something happened, I don't know what happened, but something happened with me also. This is just literally the same thing. Like, I couldn't help but think, because, so I had a friend, okay, and the friendship, like, it broke off for some reason, and which was literally miscommunication and stuff like that. And it affected my everything. It affected my confidence, my self-confidence, my everything. Like the way I spoke, I didn't feel I was worth anything, because I felt that I could be cheated. Like, if I invest my time in a person or in something, there is no guarantee that will it be there tomorrow or it won't be there. For a friend whom I considered, like, he was like my life, like my brother, stuff like that. Just बचपन से साथ में रहना. फिर ऐसी चीज़ों की वजह से फिर मुझे वैलिडेशन सीख करनी पड़ती थी हर चीज़ के लिए, बी इट फ्रॉम माई पेरेंट्स, माई मदर, लाइक माई ब्रदर्स, सिस्टर्स, न्यू पीपल, कलीग्स आई मेट, इट वॉज ऑलवेज लाइक आई हैव टू सीक वैलिडेशन. लाइक मैं खुद को कभी कह नहीं पाता था कि यार तेरा काम अच्छा है, विच इज़ ऑल्सो क्रिएटिव थिंग, बट इट इज़ ऑल्सो टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ मैं बिलीव ही नहीं करता था कि तेरा काम अच्छा है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दिस वैलिडेशन साइकिल से चालू हो गया. ये वैलिडेशन साइकिल के बारे में आप कुछ कह सकते हो? आप इसमें से बाहर कैसे निकले, या अभी भी हो, या क्या सीन है आपका? हाउ डज इट अफेक्ट यू?
I think it's a constant reminder, saying yourself every single day, you're good enough, you're good enough, you're good enough, you're good enough. The quotes which you read online, some of them you should start taking it seriously. You should start taking seriously things like, your life can change in 6 months. And it can drastically change if you believe so. I believed in it a lot of times. I believed that, I still believe. I've not come across even 1% of what I've thought. So I believe so that if you start truly believing yourself कि मेरे पास ये skill set है और मेरे आसपास में, and also same thing, not personally. You've come on this earth personally, अकेले आए हो, अकेले रहोगे. That process is very personal. You're not trying, you're not trying here to prove others. First thing, being honest to yourself, knowing that, am I doing it for myself or doing it for others? You know, I
Yeah.
got a social media guy last year, last to last year. COVID khatam ho raha tha, and I had my studio. I had no employees, nobody. So I was like, क्या content बनाओ? So the social media person comes and tells me, आप एक काम करो, आप ना टॉप 5 कैमरास के बारे में बनाओ. तो मैं बोला ठीक है, बना देता हूँ. उसके बाद he said कि ये बनाओ, आप कैमरा निकालोगे, फिर ऐसा कैमरा थ्रो करोगे एंड फिर पिक्चर्स आउट हो गए. सेकेंड थर्ड रील पे ना आई वाज लाइक, ब्रो, दिस इज नॉट मी. I think it's a blessing to know that this is not you. The problem is we are living a false life. You don't do things for yourself and then you say ki my business requires this and this, so I'm doing it. And then you start living that false life. My business requires me posting reels on Instagram. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're lying to yourself. Your business doesn't require stupid social media reels. Your business requires quality and quality time in talking about the right thing, not talking about others. So when you start
Wow.
knowing yourself properly, this step is true or not. This step is true or not. Am I true to myself? Am I true to myself? I think you get your answers. Simple as that. Then you don't need validation, because if you start making I journal a lot of things about myself. I write down notes when I'm very hyped, when I'm very low, and I write down that when I'm low, I write down, this will make sense. This will make sense. This doesn't mean that my life should always go low. It's just to put myself that I am enough to validate myself, because I took enough of validation from outside. Itna ki I was calling multiple people every day, talking to them about something, and then ending up crying so
Man.
many times. Like I used to come to my bro. I remember a time where I go to Reset. It's in Bandra. It's a very good gym. I'm a member there since 5 years. While going to that gym, uh, because I come from a family where I didn't get any support. So now you don't get support. You don't have a tap on your shoulder saying that you're doing good enough, even if you're doing good enough. So you look for that outside. You look for that. And when you don't get it from when you don't get it from outside the way you want it, you are becoming like a volcano. So
Right.
it used to take me like a second to cry. Like I used to wear sunglasses while going to the gym sometimes because I used to cry after it. I used to
Man.
think कि यार ये validation का topic अलग ही है यार. So I got a counselor 4 years back. I still have a counselor. The only reason why to the counselor was to understand what I speak and can I reflect back to that thing or not. So then I understood कि ये सारे जो चीजें बोल रहा हूँ ये तो मेरे ही थॉट है, मैंने ही बनाया. मैंने आज मनोज सारंगपानी से ओसीडी की चीजें सीखी एंड मैं आज इंस्पायर हो रहा हूँ ओसीडी, बट वो मैं हुई नहीं. So I have to be true to myself. I have to be completely true to myself कि I don't have OCD issues. तो मैं
Right.
क्यों करूँ? I don't have something where I have to post on social media every single day. I'm okay with having 20-25,000 followers.
Yeah.
Being okay with things will get your life straight. When you're not okay with it, then you get fake followers, then you get validation from public, and then randomly you go. There's so many people who apply for verification on Instagram, but they don't deserve shit. They deserve
Yeah.
a middle finger. So, and ये कितने लोग के साथ होता है, and then they start messaging me asking for collabs. I literally wrote down on my bio 1 year back when I came back from Dubai, no collaborations. That's it. नहीं करना है क्योंकि मुझे नहीं चाहिए वैलिडेशन आपसे. और आप मुझे मैसेज करो, इवन इफ यू आर वेरीफाइड, यू स्टिल बी इन माय रिक्वेस्ट unless I feel you are something where I can experiment. Then I'm ready to collab. I do collabs, but I only do collabs where I feel I can do collabs.
सही बात.
So
टू
वही
वे
है.
टू वे वैल्यू होनी चाहिए. राइट. करेक्ट. इट्स वैल्यू बोथ वेज.
Exactly.
इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, ये भी टॉपिक इसमें आ जाता है. व्हेन पीपल हु हैव लाइक इम्पोस्टर सिंड्रोम बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, लाइक दे फील कि मतलब एक चीज वो जो है वो खुद ही फील नहीं करते. दे फॉरगेट देमसेल्व्स. दे फॉरगेट हु दे आर इन दिस होल conundrum. बट या मैन, दैट्स मतलब जयेश भाई, जो भी लोग सुन रहे हैं, आप देख रहे हो ये इवन बीइंग लाइक अ फोटोग्राफर कितना डेप्थ लगता है इंसान के अंदर. यही चीजें हम आपको दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वी वांट टू गेट यू पीपल लाइक दिस हु आर who treat their job like their passion, like a job, who treat the people whom they associate with seriously. वो अपने खुद का एक हिस्सा उनको देते हैं और कैलकुलेट करके देते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब फॉर फ्री। और गलतियां भी करते हैं, ऐसी गलतियां जो मैंने की हैं, इन्होंने की हैं, इन गलतियों से सीखना, आगे बढ़ना, यही वो चीज़ें हैं जिनसे हम ज़्यादा एजुकेटेड बने, प्रैक्टिकली एजुकेटेड बने, नॉट जस्ट बुक एजुकेटेड, कि अपने ज़िंदगी में कैसे कदम उठाने हैं, अपना गोल कैसे सेट करना है लाइफ में। तो दैट्स अ लॉट। आई थिंक हम और डीप में जा सकते हैं, बट कुछ टेक्निकल सवाल है जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रहा था, कि नहीं तो ये
Yes,
पॉडकास्ट 3-4
please.
घंटा लंबा जाएगा। मुझे तो बहुत मजा आ रहा है। आई थिंक यू आर एंजॉयिंग दिस, राइट? टू वैलिडेट माई सेल्फ
100%.
अगेन।
No, you don't have to.
ओके यार, सो फिर आई वांटेड टू टॉक अबाउट, ठीक है, आपने पहले तो एथलीट्स के साथ काम किया, बाहर के एथलीट्स के साथ भी, वो कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ है जो आपने देखा बाहर के एथलीट्स और ब्रांड्स में, जो आपने एक्सपीरियंस की, जो आपको लगता है हमें यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करनी चाहिए अपनी इंडस्ट्री में? इज देयर एनीथिंग, डिड यू फील समथिंग डिफरेंट, व्हाट इज इट?
I'll tell you. What is bodybuilding? A to B mechanism, right? A to B mechanism. अगर आप bicep curl कर रहे हो, so ये bicep curl है, right?
क्या?
So my last step would be like, okay, it's difficult. You know how Indians do it? यार मेरी लाइफ में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, ये लास्ट स्टेप जाना चाहिए. This is the
राइट,
difference. It's a job. Why are you taking it so emotionally? जहाँ emotionally लेना चाहिए वहाँ लो, स्टेज पे जाके रो when you win it. Not every single day. When you start crying every single day, start ranting about it every single day, you won't be able to reach there. You won't be. Your bodybuilding to anything requires consistent amount of energy levels. A consistent amount of energy levels. Energies are frequencies. Universe hears that. Universe reflects that. If you rant and cry for everything, the universe will say, fuck you, bro. Now you win. You know, start
करेक्ट,
taking things practically. They take it so practically and so not personally, and their time is so important for them. Here, when some athlete comes to the studio, I would not specifically say to the studio, in specific to meet, they would try to say that they are busy. Okay, they appoint their time and they tell me 3 o'clock को आएंगे, 3:30 को आते हैं, 3 o'clock बोल के, ठीक है? Or maybe most of the times they don't end up coming, they come in the evening because they get busy. Okay, first thing, there is no discipline in timing, professionalism, commitment. ये तो basic चीजें ही हो गई. This is not there anywhere. Only a few, and those few who have that, they don't have time only because they're already leading it. Okay, so the other thing is the same topic personally. So there, the athletes only talk about, I was shooting there, we did this, we did such creative stuff, we did that. When I was speaking to Andrei, he was speaking about his life, how he used to shoot, how he used to get followers there on Instagram, how we got viral, all of that. It's a very positive note. Andrei, Sergi messaged me upfront after the shoot with him. He said he would love to shoot. And it was like, somewhere it was like, fuck dude, I'm getting a message from a person जिसकी मैं pictures देखता था बचपन में, वो मुझे बोल रहा है उसको मेरे साथ काम करना है. It was like
लिटरली
a dream.
Zeus the Greek god is messaging you.
Exactly. I didn't message him. He messaged me. And then I was like, wow, like that means I'm doing good enough. But the thing is, सर्जी या कोई भी ऐसे एथलीट, इनको अपना काम बनाना है बहुत अच्छे से और अच्छे नोट पे. They want to build things. The problem here comes in the pride that, if you work with me, you will get this, and then it fucks everything. Indian industry has people where they have 60-50,000 followers or maybe 100K followers, where they think that if somebody works with them, their life will change. But it doesn't change.
इन शॉर्ट वर्ड्स, मतलब वो जो कहते हैं ना लोग कि तू मेरे लेवल पे है, तू मेरे लेवल पे नहीं है, उस हिसाब से काम करते हैं. इफ सर्जी वर्क्स विथ यू और इफ क्रिस बमस्टेड वर्क्स विथ यू, इज लाइक ओके, आई एम अ बॉडी बिल्डर और अ फोटोग्राफर. तुम अपना काम कर रहे हो, मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं तेरे से बड़ा नहीं. जॉब, या दे ट्रीट इट वेरी जॉब ओरिएंटेड. सही बात है, सही बात की. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, आई फील बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मेंटालिटी, फिर क्या होता है कि जिन लोग के साथ वो काम करते हैं वो ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल हो जाते हैं उनके साथ, एंड दैट बिकम्स अ फैमिली, यू नो, दैट बिकम्स अ फ्रेंडशिप दैट इज अनब्रेकेबल. मतलब फिर आप देखोगे somebody like Jayesh Mistry is working with Manoj Sarangpani, and now they are like, that's what makes them like brothers, like a family, you know, like because they respect each other like that, because they see eye to eye with each other, they don't look down upon a single person, you know, either ways. So man, that's really powerful. Yeah, it's really powerful, man.
Yes, sir. With Manoj, if you see, this is why I'm very consistent with Manoj. Uh, it's not a matter of money. It's not a matter of what we can create together. Future में कुछ होगा भी नहीं. It's a matter of I like certain things about him. That's it. I like that he has OCD issues. I like that he doesn't take sense of personally. That मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ जयेश. No, I'm an athlete. I like to work out. I eat on time. मैं I've never heard any cribbing from him. यार ये खाना पड़ रहा है, ये करना पड़ रहा है.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro. It's so practical. I love this thing about him. When I speak about this, I get goosebumps. I'm like, but it's a normal thing. Why is it not normal? What Manoj has, it should be a normal thing amongst athletes. You're not doing a great job, man. You're just eating well. You're training, and you can do
Yeah.
10,000 other things.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we are trained so stupidly. Whether we call it a generational thing of taking things emotionally, and then Bollywood coming into our life and then putting things more emotionally. I don't know
Yeah.
what is this, but we take everything so emotionally for no reason that the practical life goes away. If I want to create something, I'm not going to cry for it. I'm going to shell out money and I'm going to say, listen, let's try. Topic ends. Rather than, I'm doing so much for myself. मैं क्या करूँ, मेरी लाइफ बहुत मिसरेबल है, मेरे को खर्चा करना पड़ रहा है, बट मैंने तो नहीं बोला ना,
सही
मैंने तो
बात
नहीं
है.
बोला. ऐसे ऐसे टाइम्स हुए हैं जब एथलीट के साथ मेरे डिबेट्स हुए हैं, जहाँ पे मैंने बोला है कि आप खा रहे हो, वो मैंने नहीं बोला है, वो आपका प्रोफेशन है, मैं भी नहीं खा के आया हूँ, कोई बड़ी
Wow.
बात नहीं है. Like we had debates, बहुत clashes हुए. Like I posted a story yesterday that to level up, if you it might take certain bridges to you might have to burn certain bridges. And then I wrote down below that I've already burned so many bridges, tunnels, bridges, everything.
Literally living on another planet now.
I swear. This is one problem. And जैसे आपने मुझे बोला कि तुम मेरे लेवल पे काम कर रहा है. So I would just say that try deleting your Instagram and then talk about levels to me. Try.
Wow.
Then talk about levels to me.
What
Exactly.
else do you have other than
What
bots and
else do you
followers?
have? You
सही
don't
बात.
know to speak well. Okay? You don't know psychology. You don't know how things work. You don't know the process of it. Nothing. कुछ नहीं पता है. पता है कि बॉडी बिल्डिंग करना है और सुबह उठ के खाना है. ये भी कोच ने लिख के दिया है. आपने नहीं दिमाग यूज किया है. बिकॉज आपने जब मेरे को फर्स्ट टॉपिक बोला था कि आपका जो गोल है पॉडकास्ट बनाने का कि टू शो दैट दे आर वेल माइंडेड पीपल, दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग टू से. बट ऑन द अदर साइड वी नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ साइड दिस इज, लाइक
भाई मेरे को गलियों कूचों में जाके ढूंढ ढूंढ के निकालने पड़ते हैं. It's like it's tough,
एग्जैक्टली.
bro. It's tough.
You actually did it with the most right people. I've already seen the list of yours. A lot of the people you've done podcasts with, I've already done it. I'm soon coming with my season 1. I've already shot 5 episodes, edited 5 episodes. There's Manoj Sarangpani in
Follow,
it.
guys.
There is Manoj Sarangpani in it. There's Mr. Atinder sir in it. There's Junit Kaniwala in it. So there are very good people. There are certain brand owners who are not highlighted on social media, but they are really doing well. And the topics are not about bodybuilding. No,
Nice.
nothing.
Like that.
So the topic could be anything. And I think it's the most exciting thing. See, I think this is the most fascinating thing about our journey, that हमको चुन के निकालने हैं. इतने सारे नहीं है, अच्छी बात है. Take it in a good way. Only few
Yeah.
people. Competition तो दूर की बात है. If anybody is asking you competition, कहाँ competition है? नहीं है competition.
That rarity gives value to our content. Yeah, that's really powerful. I also think मतलब ये last point पे reflect करते कैसे कभी कभी लोग जब ये कहते हैं ना कि यार मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है, मेरे साथ हो रहा है, एंड देन दे जस्ट गिव अप फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम एंड देयर लाइक यार रो, मेरे को थोड़ा बस रोना है यार। आई लाइक ठीक है, मतलब तू इसके बारे में सोच, लाइक इफ यू आर क्राइंग राइट नाउ, तुम्हारा एक गोल है जो तुम अचीव नहीं कर रहे हो, व्हाट इज द बेस्ट चांस दैट यू अचीव दैट गोल? मतलब तेरे बेस्ट चांस क्या है कि तू गोल अचीव कर लेगा? कि तू अभी नहीं नहीं रोना, और वर्क, राइट? जस्ट नो मैटर व्हाट इट इज, जस्ट वर्क। यू आर फीलिंग बैड, ओके, रोते रोते काम करना, लेकिन काम करना मत छोड़ना, बिकॉज अगर तूने काम करना छोड़ दिया फिर तो पक्का नहीं मिलने वाला हो, right? Then you're not going to get it any case. So like the moral of the story is, like Ronnie Coleman says, why complain, you know? Like you complain करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
You know why
Yeah.
reality is deep?
Why?
Because it's very simple, and people don't like simple. People like masala. The problem is that it's so simple. It's such a simple science. जैसे आपने बोला, like do the work. Uh, it's such a simple context. Okay. You start meditating, and have you seen people who become monk after years of meditating? You see a monk, you see a guy start meditating 5 minutes a day, then making it 1 hour a day, and then slowly taking it all the way around.
Yeah.
It is, and then making it to a point where he can meditate 1, 2, 3 hours, and then reaching a level of monk. And I think meditation का god level is monk. उससे भी beyond हो सकती है चीजें, but जितना information मेरे पास है, I think the god level is monk. Uh, if some a front person stops ranting, रोना धोना बंद करता है, and the only thing he can do is work. नीचे देख के breathe in, work, breathe in, work. He can reach god level. I think it's very simple. It's very simple. We are trying to complicate it by putting
Yeah.
emotions throughout. When you're meditating, there are emotions coming to you, but you have to breathe in, breathe out. There's no way to it. You don't cry during meditating always, right? You might, but you don't. So you reach God level after years of practicing. So what if a person opens his laptop and he wants to do a designing thing, and he does the same thing for like next 2, 3 years straight, every day, every day, every day. There is no off. आज 2 घंटा करना है, करना है, करना है, करना है, and we just take it practically and see the life after 2 or 3 years. There is guaranteed success. The problem is consistency. So consistency is this thing, putting your emotions away. People say consistent रहो, but they don't say कैसे consistent रहो. अपने emotion को side में रख के consistent रहो. Do the same thing, any profession. This is a simple solution. It is simple. If anybody is seeing this podcast and telling that you think it's simple, it's not simple at my place. I came from a place where it was not simple at all. You know, I used to come overnight. मैं आज सुबह 3 बजे निकला हूँ अपने घर से, नेक्स्ट रात को 1 बजे आ रहा हूँ, 22 घंटे के बाद घर पे आ रहा हूँ। मैं जैसे ही एंटर करता हूँ, आई एम ऑल टायर्ड and I have to get into a fight, an argument with my family, saying that no, what I'm doing
Yeah.
is worth it. So I'm working and I have to keep proving the point that no, it's worth it. No, it's worth it. So it is simple, I feel. It is extremely
Got it.
simple.
हमारे जो क्रिएटिव लोग जिनको इंडस्ट्री में अपने तरीके से इम्पैक्ट करना है, कि वो फिजिकली बॉडी बिल्डर बन के नहीं कर सकते, यू नो, दे टू शो देम दैट देयर इज अ वे। उनके हिसाब से मैंने कुछ सवाल प्रिपेयर किए थे। पहला सवाल ये है कि आपकी जो स्किल सेट है, मतलब आप एक फोटोग्राफर हो, आप उसको बिल्ड कैसे करते हो? हाउ डू यू बिल्ड? एंड दिस इज इन जनरल फॉर एनीबडी हु हैज़ अ स्किल और जिसको अपनी स्किल बिल्ड करनी है। क्या आप मेजर्स अपने लिए अडॉप्ट करते हो कि आप टाइम टू टाइम अपने आप को अपडेट करो या अपनी स्किल्स को बिल्ड करो? कुछ इसके बारे में आप हमें बताइए।
Uh, with my case, it was a ground rule from day one. You know, like it's like made the rule. Ki, if I don't update myself, I don't think I'm growing, because money was not related to my growth. Skill was related to my growth. So accepting that you suck at something and then working on it continuously every day, and वो भी बहुत macro level पे, like I would download like 50 videos on YouTube. I'll keep, मैं थोड़ा खर्चा करके YouTube प्रीमियम लेके रखूँगा so that I can download videos. तो उसके लिए थोड़ा खर्चा करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज लोग करते नहीं है, हम बोलते हैं कि ये नहीं है मेरे पास, वो नहीं है, बट वो करोगे तो आपको समझेगा ना। सो 50 वीडियोस अगर मैंने डाउनलोड किए, एंड दीज आर 10 मिनट वीडियोस, ठीक है, every morning I'll wake up, I'll do my morning routine, and I'll watch that one video a day into 50 days.
Wow.
One video. That's it. I will not pressurize myself so much, but I will pressurize myself. I'm supposed to watch that one video, no matter what. And that's how I would have watched, like, मैंने पूरा YouTube चाट लिया हुआ एक वे में. Like, watched podcast, watched random podcast, Joe Rogan, to Tom Bilyeu, to anybody. I've watched everything whenever I have time. And then changing your mindset slowly, watching things of people who actually only talk about growth. See,
Right.
that your brain is, your subconscious is very soft and spongy. It's like it's like a sponge which can take water, and the information which you put is water. So sponge
Yeah.
gets bigger, okay? And this sponge has capacity to innumerous. It has innumerous capacity. तुम्हें लगता है कि your
जी.
brain has a certain capacity, but you never have explored it. So if you keep putting in your brain that hustle is the best thing to do for you, you will only hustle.
Correct.
So I level up by watching these kind of people regularly. That this is the artist. Okay, I like this artist. I think I see my life 10% like this artist, So I will dedicate 5 minutes to this artist and then 5 minutes to this artist. If he does something, okay, YouTube पे 1.5 की speed में मैंने fast देख लिया. And
Yeah.
I utilize my time really well. Like, even when I'm shitting in the washroom, 10 minutes I'm watching a video. I'm not scrolling through Instagram. The worst time in my life has always happened when I'm scrolling through Instagram. Because there is, the information is so short, and is so cut to gut that as soon as you scroll, you don't even remember what have you learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happened with me. I doubted my memory reflexes. I thought मेरी memory reflexes को कुछ हो गया, but it's not the case. Instagram is the best place to get connected, to make money also, everything. But it's not good for your brain.
It's not good. It's not good at all. And I see it's at that point where all my friends, even today, like friends from like college and stuff, they all like use Instagram, Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. I think Snapchat is like the worst social media ever. Okay.
I deleted Snapchat 7 years back.
Deleted it 4 years
6,
back.
7 years.
And my nickname like all the time, bro. If even when I'm in class and I feel like the class is giving me no value, I have these earphones in my ears and मैं podcast सुन रहा हूँ. मेरा nickname literally everybody calls me podcast. Like everybody, So कान में इसका noise cancellation चालू रहता है हमेशा. People literally have to like smack me to call me. that's
thing.
how.
Best thing ever.
So that's how. So even like it's to that point that मेरा point यहाँ पे कहने का ये है कि so there is this one thing that I see a lot of people say, which is जो मैं आपकी बातों से भी निचोड़ निकाल रहा हूँ अभी कि like building yourself, उसका एक बड़ा tool ये है कि you surround yourself with people who help you build yourself. Okay. Now a lot of people associate that with like ठीक है तुम्हारे आजू बाजू ऐसे पहले 5 लोग होने चाहिए जो तुम्हें बेहतर बनाए. बट वहां पे मैं बोलूंगा ऐसे लोगों को जो मतलब जो सही चीज है ये, बट जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स मेंटालिटी में जो कहते हैं कि फिजिकली वो लोग प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए, आई वुड टेल देम दैट नाउ बिकॉज यू हैव एक्सेस टू सोशल मीडिया, यू हैव एक्सेस टू क्वालिटी कंटेंट व्हिच लाइक एक घंटे का पॉडकास्ट इज लाइक इफ टिम फेरिस राइट्स अ बुक, you can finish that in like 1 hour on 2x speed. You can take 10 people in your circle now. अब 10 लोगों को ले सकते हो, दिन भर सुन सकते हो. अगर 2-3 घंटे भी आपने दिए, you can literally finish like 300 books in a month. उतना आपके पास leverage है. तो don't think about it just in terms of physically वो लोग present होने चाहिए. Keep 5 sources of information around you, or 5 sources of energy, or whatever you would like to call it, around you that help you develop, not just physical people. Because आज की डेट में more than ever you will not find those people around you. You will find people who are just stuck in the matrix. Shout out Andrew Tate. But yeah, so
are you also a fan of Andrew Tate?
I mean the modern new age Andrew Tate, yes, 100%. Yeah, I am a big Andrew Fan.
Great
but yeah, the old one was a bit controversial, but I still did go, it helped me become outspoken in many ways. It's like a lot of times ek banda jo hai, especially for me, I was focused a lot on becoming a better listener. कि मैं को इन जनरल मुझे लगा लाइफ में एक ऐसा पॉलिसी अप्लाई करना चाहिए सबको कि अगर बेहतर बनना है, एजुकेटेड बनना है, यू हैव टू बी अ बेटर लिसनर देन अ बेटर स्पीकर. कि जब आप एक अच्छा लिसनर बनते हो, देन व्हेन यू स्पीक, those 4 words that you're going to speak are going to like make people crazy. That's was what I was going by.
That's a
But
lot
then
of
when I
expectation.
yeah, but then when I saw like Andrew and all, like I also got like any balance bhi hona chahiye. You have to be a good listener. But then what used to happen was I was not able to speak only. Like I didn't know when to speak, where to speak, you know. तो वो चीज़ मैंने एंड्रू से लिया. दैट वाज वन ऑफ द टेकअवेज दैट आई टुक फ्रॉम एंड्रू वाज नो ब्रो, इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू टॉक, यू नो. इफ यू डोंट टॉक देयर विल कम अ पॉइंट वेयर यू नो you will just have to be subdued by everybody else who is talking bullshit, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that is my rant. But so the point here is कि you know, surround yourself with people or with sources of information जो आपको build up करे. I think that's a culmination, it's a good culmination of things that we can offer to people जो अभी podcast सुन रहे हैं. Like you know, surround yourself with people or like you know stuff that makes you get better. Other than that मैं अगला सवाल पे आता हूँ कि आज की इंडस्ट्री में ऑब्वियसली आप एक लिविंग एग्जांपल हो, शो पीपल दैट यू नो देयर इज अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर क्रिएटिव्स. अभी अपॉर्चुनिटी के पीछे भागना है या ये अपॉर्चुनिटी आपके पास आएगी, इसके लिए कुछ एक्शनेबल पॉइंट्स है कि लाइक अगर आप आज स्टार्ट कर रहे होते यू नो आपकी जर्नी, लाइक इफ यू आर बैक टू स्टार्टिंग इट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच, आप क्या करते हैं आज की डेट में टू सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टार्ट योर ओन यू नो वर्क प्रॉपरली एज अ क्रिएटिव इन टुडेज फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री या फैशन इंडस्ट्री? आप क्या करते हैं, कौन सी चीज़ें हैं?
You have WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp.
करेक्ट जी.
500 लोग तो हो गए.
500
Right.
लोग हैं.
Scroll through them. And if you're a creative artist, you would see a person in a certain way. Just tell them I can make you look like that. That's it.
Wow.
Opportunity बन गया. 20 में से आए हाँ बोलना ही है, और नहीं बोलेगा तो बोलो फ्री में करूँगा. फ्री में करोगे, फ्री में तो सब हाँ बोलते हैं, इंडियन से आप तो कोई ना कोई तो हाँ बोलेगा. वो हाँ बोल दिया, अपॉर्चुनिटी बन गया. अपॉर्चुनिटी पैसे या नहीं हो तो उससे तो कुछ लेना देना है नहीं. अब उससे लेना देना है तो फिर आप गलत फील्ड में हो, बिकॉज आप फिर फोटोग्राफर या आर्टिस्ट मत बनो. अगर आपको पैसे से इतने लेने देने हैं, आपको आर्टिस्ट बनना है या पैसे कमाना है, वो आपको डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा. पहले आर्टिस्ट बनना है या पहले पैसे कमाना है, तो फिर आप जाके प्रेस में जॉब ढूंढो ना. आप फोटोग्राफर बन के आर्टिस्ट बन के क्या घूम रहे हो? It's very simple. Like what you see around, see, it's not simple to know. You have to keep your personal reputation and standard aside. ठीक है. बट बहुत बार क्या होता है कि जब आप पिच करते हो ऐसे 20-25 लोगों में से एक या दो या चार लोग जो नेगेटिव होते हैं, वो सोचेंगे यार क्या मैसेज कर रहा है, यू नो. बाकी लोग सोचेंगे कि यार कुछ तो है जो ये पूछना चाहता है या बोलना चाहता है. एंड जो 20 लोग हैं ना, आप उनमें से एक जन के साथ भी काम करोगे ना, बाकी के लोग एक दूसरे से कहीं ना कहीं कनेक्टेड होते हैं. आप जब एक के साथ काम करके आउटपुट टेक्स्ट लेवल निकालोगे ना, देन दीज 20 people will talk around you saying that dude, he has something in him which is making him do so and so work, and he didn't even ask us a penny. So next time they will shell out some money for your shoot, they will shell out some money for your work, but you have to show and prove people here that what I'm trying to do will change your life, or will add value to your life, or maybe I will utilize your time in the right way, or I value you. You have to come to a point where you give something to them. Today we are on podcast because there is a give and take to it. Simple as that. I want to speak and you want to speak, that's a different thing, but there is some give and take. If today I wouldn't be the creator or a person who is trying to change the industry, you wouldn't talk to me. It's very simple. So it happens the same way. I have to approach a lot of people. So they have to, again, same thing. The पूरे topic आप देखोगे start to end तक, it's all about taking it personally or not. You don't have to take it personally. It's a job, and job has emotions. Job has emotions, and emotion ही आपको वहाँ तक पहुँचा रहा है. Having emotion is good, but ranting it out always not good. So emotion आया, वो चीज़ मुझे करनी है, फोटोग्राफर अच्छा बनना है, apply it to the people. Any one of them will have emotion, will work with you. And if 20 don't reply, try messaging 100. फिर तो करेंगे ना ना।
एंड आई थिंक लोगों को ये भी बोलना जरूरी है, जो ये अभी देख रहे हैं, जिनको ये भी दिमाग में कि ठीक है भाई मैं करूंगा काम, फ्री में भी करूंगा, लेकिन व्हाट इफ आई डोंट गेट द रिटर्न। उन लोग के लिए मतलब मेरे हिसाब से जब मैं इसको सोचता हूँ, आई टोटली अग्री विथ व्हाट यू सेइंग, मेरे दिमाग में क्या चलता है कि जो एक्चुअल करेंसी यहाँ पे है, जो एक्चुअल वैल्यू यहाँ पे ट्रेड हो रहा है, वो वक्त है। सो इट्स नॉट, इट्स दैट इज द डाउन पेमेंट, दैट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आप दे रहे हो जब आप फ्री में काम कर रहे हो, राइट? So, what do you have to say about that? Have you ever thought in terms of time rather than in terms of money?
बहुत बार, whenever you're low you think about that, whenever you're high you're not thinking, you don't think about that. So try ignoring your low times, because you don't have to think about it. If you're ultimately positive about everything, nothing wrong can happen to you. And if something wrong is happening to you, something is wrong with your brain, because you're trying to think about that wrong. In every wrong situation there is something good happening to you. You're learning something. 2019 to 2020 April, Aprilish, I was talking to Mustafa Ahmed, Mustafa the Bull. Do you know him by any
Uh,
chance? Mustafa is
oh,
one of the,
is he the trainer, Bollywood trainer guy?
yes. He's a coach to a lot of people. He's also like, he's one of the guys I look up to. So we were on a very good note then, and my dad got COVID, and he was hospitalized. I got COVID. So two men in the family having COVID at the same time, and then mom and sisters just running through the hospital, and that was wave two of COVID. So it was miserable. Like my dad, the oxygen started dropping, so we had to rush to the hospital. मैं साथ में गया, पता चला मुझे भी COVID हो गया, so मुझे room quarantine होना पड़ा. So my mom and sister is outside, and they are rushing, and the society was not accepting the fact that my sister and my mom are running out because there's a family member who has COVID. But the clear rules were that they were tested negative, but still they were not allowed. So I had to call my friends to deliver food to my dad on a regular basis. And friends also cannot come and come to your house directly. So you are supposed to drop it at the lift, and then it goes down. It was such a miserable time that it was just like tears in my eyes every day. Like, is it making sense? I just started my career. Something wrong will happen to my family, and there's no support. The building where I stay is like stupid. People don't have brains. There's no support. All this was happening, and then I spoke to Mustafa and I told him that, bro, I don't know what to say, but this is what is happening. So he just told me one thing, that I don't know much to say about the world, Jayesh, but you know what tough times make? What tough times
Tough
make
people.
you? That's it. You take it in the right way. So anybody thinking about, will it make sense? I'll just tell one simple fact. Everybody in this world comes with the same thought. It's the approach which to that thought. I also come to the same thought. During this podcast, I'm already checking I checked my WhatsApp once. There was already a message of a client जिसको मैं free में काम करके दे रहा हूँ, and that client is ranting here. So, and I'm just, I already thought about the same thing which you told me on the podcast. Ki, is it making sense to talk this to this person? But my heart says that it makes sense. That's
Yeah.
it. So everybody will think that way. It's just that you have to give it a try. That's it. स्कूल में हम ट्राई करते थे, तभी ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आंसर्स नहीं होते थे. Now it's different. That's it.
Yeah.
In your childhood, a child starts walking because the entire family is telling, you can walk, you can walk, you can walk. So within 1 year, he starts walking. But now the entire world has become so negative about everything that now running is a problem. So you should only
Correct.
walk.
Wow. Wow. That's some real Andrew Tate stuff, I think. I think. Man, that's two Andrew Tate fans meeting.
Yeah, I love whatever he does, because I think he's not doing it for money. He talks
Yeah.
about money, but anybody who's intelligent enough will think the other way. He's not doing it for money. Everybody thinks is doing it for money. He's showing off money, but he's showing off money to show a legacy.
Right.
So
And
if
you know what's I've seen people just on the topic of like Andrew Tate. Maybe we can dive into that a little bit. For the first time on Desi Muscle podcast, it's something controversial, but again, yeah. So I've seen not only men. So मतलब जो लड़के सोचते हैं ना, लड़कों के लिए मतलब ये like मतलब एक boon है, मतलब हमारे लिए कोई बात कर रहा है,
Yeah.
where the people who actually believe in like, making sense or having like sensible discussions, like including women or even let's say transgender, jo bhi hai, they all do agree with like Andrew Tate at some point, like, because the things he's talking about, it shows how important it is to talk, when you know the right things, talk about it. If you don't know the right things, then don't talk about it. Be a good listener. But if you know the right things, then talk about it.
If you don't know
Yeah,
the right things and if you still talk, it means that you are human and you're still okay to fuck up.
that's also important.
That's
Correct.
also important. Yeah, but don't repeat it continuously.
Yeah. If it happened to Andrew Tate, then it can happen to you also.
Exactly. So I think he does whatever he feels like. So whoever says he doesn't have emotion, he has crazy emotions. Emotion makes a person act.
Yeah,
A person doesn't act automatically.
correct.
So yeah, I definitely love his work. Of course, would not agree to everything he says. This is where your childhood to now everything which you've learned, you have to also apply it practically. That this is what I can learn, and this is what I don't want to learn. Don't
Yeah,
take it personally.
correct. Because I feel a lot of like youth, मतलब जो भी हम लोग देखते हैं, like when we see like tough guys ना, like tough लोग, मतलब जो tough काम करते हैं, हम उनको automatically मतलब ideal मान लेते हैं. Even if we don't say it and we don't believe it, but it subconsciously we believe it, क्योंकि हम लोग चाहते हैं कि हम वैसे बने. So that's where we need to take like the best from all these people. Also, we have to realize that all these people are also human. मतलब इनके अंदर भी है वो चीज़ कि मतलब ये कुछ गलत बोल सकते हैं, हमें कॉपी पेस्ट करके हम जाके आगे 10 लोगों को बोलेंगे. It's not going to make us unique, number one. And second, if they have any flaws in them, then we are going to just replicate those flaws.
Absolutely.
Creating flaws with us also. That's a very good point you said. Um, Talking about you, who do you look up to? Like when your profession, मतलब आपने किसको like idol माना है? Like it's maybe photography or life or अलग-अलग aspects में आपको, who is your idol? God, one and only, right?
Myself.
Yourself, okay.
You tell
Great on.
your. See, I definitely get inspired by people, and I'm a big fan of a lot of people. Okay? Uh, but I've told this multiple times that I love to work with them, uh, inspired by them, but I don't look up to them because
Can you
everybody I've worked with, fortunately, I think you are doing a podcast with a person who has an experience of working with all kinds of people. Okay? Normally, an athlete, maybe it's only athlete or a brand owner. They might meet different people, definitely, but I have this portal, and it's a gift. I have a blessing to work with every kind of person in this world. And from all of that experience, I learned that I can work with them, get inspired by them, motivated by them, but not look up to them because there will be something which I don't like. And a lot of times we become so hardcore fan that everything they do, you accept it. Like, I'm not a person who would roam around like with chicks the way Andrew Tate does. I would not. I don't like it, honestly. Like, I would not. I would just stay with one woman instead. But so these are few things that I'm a fan of a lot of people. And photography, recently I assisted Sales Chong. I would definitely send you his link after this podcast. His name is Sales Chong, SAILSCHONG. He shoots with one of the most expensive camera in the world. He's sponsored by that brand. His name is Phase One. It's an $80,000 का only body.
Wow.
65 lakh rupees का खाली body होता है.
That is even more expensive than red cameras, or is it at
I
work?
see Red does this camera is a photo camera,
Acha.
only
Okay.
photos. And so Red is a video camera. So Red is definitely an expensive camera in videos. But there is
Right.
nothing more expensive till the time I know in this industry with photo camera. So he shoots with all of that, and he has an incredible journey, beautiful journey. But I look up to 15 years when he inclined his life. So there are a lot of people like him I get inspired by, and sometimes I truly come and tell them I've become your fan. But lately I realize that I get inspired by them because कोई एक ऐसी चीज होती है where I wanted to be at a certain place in a certain habit in a certain way, and they are doing that. But then lives are so different that you end up not becoming a fan of them. You just get inspired by that act, and then you can apply or implement in that in your life. But you cannot do everything same. So I don't think I'm a fan of anybody in specific, but definitely got inspired by so many people. And I used to message. So any day emotional, I will message Doriyan Yates. Doriyan Yates replied. Biggest to biggest bodybuilders, athletes have replied that way. So it's like, uh, whatever I felt, I've actually messaged those people and I've got inspired by them. Like, of course, Andrew Tate connect hota, to usko bhi message kar deta, you know. So that's a different scene. The someday maybe 100% would try.
100%. नो
Yeah.
नो अब तो मतलब महीने में 3 बार दुबई जाते हो मिल जाएगा यार कभी रास्ते में चलते चलते
हाँ, बट वही है ना, उसने एक वीडियो बनाया था कि if you want to take a picture with me, just don't run towards me. My men will hit you. So I'll make sure I will not run towards him. I'll just come and I will not take his picture, or else his men will kill me.
ऐसे 2 किलोमीटर दूर खड़े रह के एंड्रू
हाँ, पता चला वहीं से उड़ा दिया. So
My friends over at Al Qaeda killed this man.
he was acting like crazy. Oh, hey Andrew from India. So I
Yeah.
love Indians, but I killed an Indian.
So I was roaming in the streets of Dubai, and this guy just came in, and he was just like really close to me, and he was like talking about clicking pictures with me. And so my man just shot him. They just shot him.
Crazy.
So yeah, so मतलब अभी कुछ ही मिनट रह गए हैं, हमने 1.5 घंटे का टाइम रखा था. अब जाते ही जाते हम बहुत ज़्यादा टॉपिक्स पे डीप डाइव कर सकते थे. I just have like 2 questions left and I'm going to leave you. बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लिया मैंने आपका.
No stress, loved it.
So what's the मतलब कुछ सवाल जिससे लोगों को भी पता चले कि भाई इसमें कितना पोटेंशियल है. What is the most you have earned from a single job, photography job, shooting athletes and brands, if you're comfortable sharing, like in
I would not say from a specific shoot. I would say from a specific duration, because I think time is money.
Okay.
I would have made roughly $5,000-6,000 in 4 days.
Man, that's good money, bro. That's good money. Like मतलब ये तो 3-4 महीने की like it's like in one shot, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
That's what I told you, that time is money. So in my case, I've utilized the time really well. Like those days I didn't sleep. That's one thing. Not at all.
Wow.
And 6th to 7th day I was in the hospital. So थोड़ा पैसा उधर भी चला गया. I was in the hospital, trust me. So because I was sick, I didn't sleep only.
Guys, ये पागलपन होती है, इसको कहते हैं पागलपन. Man, bro, but at least you got your credit score up, so that's
Yes.
तो खैर उसके अलावा मतलब मैं आपसे बस I want to close on this, like ask this to everybody, like what's your final aim, like what do you think success is, what is your final aim in life, what will make you fulfilled, what is that thing you're running towards, आपको क्या लगता है कि आपकी aim क्या है. Maybe it can be short term, you can give me a short term and a long term aim, तो आप देखते हो कि आप जिंदगी में क्या चीजें कर लोगे accomplish, and you know, because for me when I see you, मतलब मैं हर किसी को बोलता हूँ कि भाई, you know, like then like there is Nabil Hamdawi for like Christian Guzman, and like there is Calvin for like Bumstead, and like I think there's just one man who is winging it out right now in the internet industry, that's you. So but you may have bigger dreams and bigger goals and aspirations than that, तो आप मुझे उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. What's like your end?
Bro, I would say financially, I have to come to a point where anything I think about. So, for example, Manoj Sarajpani, I just dreamt something about him, that he's standing in Ladakh. Morning, I call him and I book his flight and I tell him, let's go Ladakh. Next morning, I wake up and I get a dream that Raja Jeet can look good in Andaman or Maldives. I call him and I tell him, I book your tickets, I get your visa, I get your flight, I get your everything done. Let's go to Maldives. Let's shoot for 3 days and come back. I just want to come to that point where I don't have to think about money to create something with them. That's it.
Right.
So have to come to that point. That's it. I don't think, because that is what the dream is about for me, to create whatever I think about. The only thing which is stopping between me and Manoj, that there will be finances, and he also has to think about it. He's not wrong about
Yeah.
it. I also have to think about it. But what if I thought about it so well? I made so much of money from a different state, from the different places. We are into weddings, pre-weddings. We are into every kind of shoot which commercially is done, but with passion. So everything gets fulfilled, and then I can do whatever job I like the way I want. Just my
Right.
dreams. So when you say living your dreams, it is your way. It's my dream, my way, my timing, my flights, my lighting, my model. That's it. I don't think I need anything else.
So, guys, Grey Dot wants to break the matrix. So,
Yeah.
man, but like honestly, and when I hear you talk, मैं मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये खाली it's not just about finance. It's about removing all those barriers from what is stopping you to be more creative. Your end aim is to be the ultimate creative powerhouse, जिसको टाइम की पाबंदी ना हो, पैसों की पाबंदी ना हो, और मे बी इवन लोगों की पाबंदी ना हो, टीम और कम्युनिटी। जो लोग हमारा कम्युनिटी फॉलो करते हैं, शेमलेस प्लग, टेलीग्राम में हमारा ग्रुप चैट है, हमारी कम्युनिटी है, जहाँ पे
Okay.
हमारे कम्युनिटी मेंबर्स हम हमारी हेल्प करते हैं, बीट इन लाइक लेट्स से एडिटिंग के लिए कुछ चाहिए होगा, वो लोग जाके देख के आते हेल्प करते हैं उसमें, या गेस्ट लाने होंगे, गेस्ट के लिस्ट, आई ऑल आई हैव टू डू इज जस्ट पुट इट इन द कम्युनिटी. So they are all a part of this journey. ये हम सब, ये देसी मसल पॉडकास्ट, all the people who are coming here, ये एक बंदे की कॉन्वर्सेशन नहीं है. मेरे थ्रू पता नहीं कितने सारे लोग कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं आपके साथ, और वाइस वर्सा आप उनके साथ कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हो. सो ये सारे टूल्स हैं जो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एक इंसान को क्रिएटिवली स्टेबल बनाती है. लाइक दिस फाइनेंशियली स्टेबल और फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम, देयर इज क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम ऑल्सो. तो आप आई थिंक उस गोल तक जा रहे हो कि आप एक क्रिएटिवली फ्री इंसान बनो एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ योर लाइफ.
Yes, sir.
एंड somebody who has creative freedom has like ultimate power in my opinion. It's like, yeah, man, it's nice to have you on. That's our
Same here.
conversation tha.
100%. Good to see you.
What do you think? Is there anything else you want to share with our audience? What you do, where you like, or anything you felt about the conversation at the end?
I
Please say.
think we should make a season 2.
Let's do it. I'm already thinking.
Yeah,
From the moment it started, I was just like, नहीं भाई, दोबारा करना पड़ेगा, 1.5 घंटे में नहीं होगा.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think
Amazing.
season 2, because things are exclusive. We'll try to put exclusive stuff to them, and then we can slowly implement on how, if after this podcast, if people have questions related to how they can implement, maybe we can help them implement things in specifically, because when we are telling it, it's very simple. It's not simple for a lot of people. So maybe
Yeah.
we come with simpler solutions next time, and then maybe this podcast can help people to think the way we think in their way.
Right. Because I always think the first time I get anybody on, so for example, अभी मनोज भाई हैं, अभी जब वो तीसरी बार आए ना, तब हम थोड़े लाइक स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स देने लगे, लाइक लिवर हेल्थ हो गया, बाकी चीज हो गई, ऐसे टॉपिक्स पे हम बात करने स्पेसिफिक लाइक रेमेडीज या वो क्या यूज करते हैं, स्टफ लाइक दैट. लेकिन पहले जो 2 बार था, लाइक व्हेन यू स्टार्ट ऑफ विद समबडी, इट टेक्स टाइम टू एनालाइज देम,
Yeah.
गेट देम फेमिलियर, लाइक वो कौन है, क्या है, कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, उन्होंने क्या चीजें गो थ्रू की है. सो ये चीज़ें स्पेसिफिकली आप जो कह रहे हो, लाइक ऑब्वियसली इसको 1-2 बार लगेंगे जब आप वापस आओगे, एंड आई नो आई एम गोइंग टू गेट यू बैक. इट्स मतलब लोगों से पूछने से पहले ही तो मैं आपको वापस लेके आने वाला हूँ पॉडकास्ट पे, बट या वी विल गिव देम मोर स्पेसिफिक्स. आपने दिए भी हैं स्पेसिफिक्स काफ़ी पॉडकास्ट में, बट आई फील दैट द क्वेश्चंस जो लोग देंगे हम उस पर अगला पॉडकास्ट बनाएंगे. इट्स नाइस टू हैव अ चैट विथ यू, ब्रो.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind